My name is Eric Mintel. By night, I'm a professional jazz musician, but by even later at night, I investigate the paranormal. I, along with my team at Bucks County Paranormal Investigations, travel the country investigating all things paranormal. This is Bucks County Paranormal Investigations. Humeville is a quaint village in lower Bucks County. Humeville took its name from John Hume Jr., who settled here around the end of the 18th century. He purchased water rights in 1792 and land rights in 1795. It wasn't uncommon to see a trolley cruise down Main Street or to find artifacts from the Lenape Indians. The first bank also made its home in Humeville, the Farmers Bank of Bucks County. Johnson Hall was also the site of many theatrical events, including a historic performance by Harry Houdini. For this video, we will explain the history and the mysteries of Humeville. Bucks County Paranormal Investigations was called in, as well as spirit medium Karen Hluchan, to get answers to some long-standing mysteries. Our first stop was the historic Humeville Inn, where paranormal activity has been at an all-time high for many years. Spirit medium Karen Hluchan immediately felt a presence upstairs.
I keep picking up on a young woman, might have been the daughter of the owners. I can just feel her presence. She was here even when she was young. They do have electronic disturbances, even with the fans and the lights. Very active place. There's also another man that's here too, but I feel like he's older in the time frame of when this was started. So I feel like he's a newer passing, somebody that used to hang out here. He likes to hang out here and cause some mischief.
All right, folks, we're here at the Humeville Inn. We're about ready to talk to Jeff Lavin, the owner. We're going to compare notes to what we just heard Karen Hluchan say about what she felt here. So let's go talk to Jeff.
I have a guy here that he used to be a patron of the bar. He's a little fresher in the history of this place, and he definitely likes to cause mischief. Because I keep saying the letter M.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The last name, if it's correct, would be Anthony Marek.
And I'm also seeing a wire issue, where there was a wire that was old and needed to be replaced. But I feel like he had something to do with the fraying.
Yeah.
But it wasn't to put you in danger. It was really just to make you fix it before it became a problem.
Okay.
Yeah, you still have some old wiring. A lot of it's
That's
been
odd.
redone.
That's exactly what happened.
Yes, thank you.
We were running security camera wire, and somebody dragged a new wire across an old one and shorted out half of the building, and we didn't even know it was there.
Yeah, and I feel like he was directing you to that because he wants to save this place.
Up until 1994, I believe, Tony owned and ran the place. When he passed away, his daughter took over, Mary Ellen Jackson. Her maiden name was Marek. Then she ran it from the middle. Oh, the M again.
Yes.
There it is.
Yes.
She's still with us.
Yeah, that's okay. That's a shout out to her too, from her dad, okay? Wherever he goes, he's got a good sense of humor, but not everybody thinks it's funny. I feel like people have had a little push from behind here with regard to him, and even things being knocked over in the bar.
I mean, you think about a 7,000 square foot building, you're almost pointing right where it happened.
Yeah, he's very proud. He's very proud.
Okay. Well, now we just had Karen Hluchan come up here and give us an idea of what she felt. Was she spot on pretty much?
Absolutely.
Wow. My attempt at an EVP session was cut short when Dominic felt something near room 1.
And they didn't tell me to get out, but they didn't want me in there.
Room number 1, note to self, do not go in there. Next, Jeff led us to the basement when suddenly Karen got impressions of the young girl she sensed upstairs.
And I'm picking up on that young woman who was the daughter of the original owner. That's what she feels like. She grew up here. She didn't live that long, maybe 30s or 40s, but I feel she passed from consumption. There's liquid in my lungs, and I can feel the hot compresses on my chest. It's not necessarily in this space, but in this entire space, I can feel her.
This is an old root cellar. But there's been a lot of activity just in this particular area. What Karen just told us kind of coincides with what Jeff has been telling us this whole time. This is why we love Bucks County, and this is why we love doing this, because first of all, you've got a historic venue, you're keeping it going, the community loves it, so that's why you gotta come out here and experience this wonderful place. So, Jeff, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. You know, I'm really, really happy that Karen's here tonight because number one, we love Bucks County, and number two, we love the history of Bucks County. So you've got wonderful places like this, the Johnson's Hall's Coffee House, the Humeville Inn. Who knew that this area was so paranormal, but very, very historic? Karen, I think you blew Jeff away with everything that you said.
Oh, I think I scared the Jeff.
It's a place that inspires the dreamers, the overachievers. A place for those who follow the path, as well as the ones who blaze them. So whether you want to go with the flow or rise above it all, visit Bucks County and be inspired.
Hi, I'm Spam Karen Hluchan, and it is great to be here tonight with Eric and Dom with the Bucks County Paranormal Investigations. We are having a great time tonight in Humeville. We're checking out the inn, also this coffee house, and learning about the history. And the way that I do that, and Dom, we use all of our gifts of mediumship, which means extrasensory senses. So we see, feel, hear, taste, smell, and know. And it's such a wonderful thing when we walk in and we can pick up on the history and the stories. And again, it's great to be here. Immediately I know, and it makes sense that this room is shorter than this, but I also keep picking up on like a town hall vibe, like people would gather here long time ago. It feels like a town hall place or a place of gathering.
What time frame are you?
I want to put it back into the 1800s here with us.
Dom, so far Karen has been spot on. I mean, Jeff was like blown away.
I think we scared them for a little bit. And we were just told that. This used to be a general store.
Right.
And a food store.
Right.
Which makes sense with what I'm feeling and what she's feeling.
And what did you hear coming in?
Ding the bell. The front door of the general store. And
Karen heard it too.
she heard it too. Every time I would say general store, she could hear it.
Wow. We're here with Stanley Omatansky. Now, Stanley has had some encounters here that he's going to tell us his story right here at the coffee house.
I thought I saw a man in the corner of my eye, and I was like, well, my manager's obviously not here, because, he left. So I go over to look, and no one was there. It freaked me out, and I was like, this is an old place, so things like that can happen. And a few months later, someone came in, and they used to live in the building next door. And they said Dave used to see people and feel energy, and I was like, okay, well, that confirms I actually did see something.
So basically, they saw similar to what you saw.
They thought they saw a man, and it kind of matched somewhat of the description that I saw, and I was like, okay, this is like real.
And then Stanley, you have another story that you also had another encounter here as well, right?
Yes. So this happened a few months back, but I eventually got moved up to the front as a barista, and what ended up happening is we were just sitting. It was a slow day because of COVID, and the espresso machine right there turned itself on and turned off. And you have to click a button to have water pour out and click it to put it back. And we made the joke because it was well known at this point. We're like, it's the ghost. And literally right as we said that, it did it again for like 2 or 3 seconds and turned off.
Stanley, thank you so much for your stories, man. I mean, this just really adds more validation to what's been going on around Humeville, so thank you again for your story.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Right now, we're going to go over to the original house that was connected to this structure, the coffee house. Karen has no idea. We've not said one word. I mean, right now, we have no idea. So it'll be really interesting to hear what Karen and Don can feel over there. So come with us. Also part of Johnson Hall, we went next door to Inverse Paradox. Upon entering, Karen was immediately drawn upstairs. So Karen just felt a woman in a party dress?
Yeah, pink party dress. Reminds me of the 1950s with the crinoline. Pink. Shoes to match.
In this area?
Yeah, just as we were coming up the hallway.
Dominic felt the same thing as Karen, and after comparing notes, we decided to check out the second-floor gym. The stage for which Harry Houdini is said to have performed on is still there. However, the space was clean, and neither Karen or Dom felt anything. Next, it was time to investigate the old schoolhouse, which is now Borough Hall. What other mysteries will we find here? This is the old schoolhouse, but it's also now Borough Hall, and we're here with Dorothy Omatansky, right there, you can see that, and Mayor Debbie Mann. First female mayor, there you go. So Karen, I think what we should do, why don't you and Dom go down into another section of the building, see what other kind of vibe you can get, and then come back and then we'll kind of converge in about 5 minutes.
Okay, sounds great.
So Debbie, is there anything that you've ever seen here by chance that has really freaked you out?
Not so much the idea of what I've seen, it is what we have heard. The toilets will flush or the water fountain will come on, and it's more of a joke, and they always happen at that quiet moment at a meeting.
And with that, folks, this session is adjourned. Have you had any experiences here? Have you experienced any, anomalies here?
The toilets flush. So
that's interesting. I just heard that. I just heard that somewhere. For this part of the investigation, there were many strange vibes, but nothing out of the ordinary. Karen, Dominic, and I regrouped to recap what we experienced so far. So, guys, unbelievable night. Karen, what about the vibes in here? Unbelievable.
It's been awesome.
And
Everywhere.
what about over at the inn?
Oh, yes. Yes.
So
This has been intense. It's a lot of history.
There's a lot of history. There's a lot of evidence here, and you just picked up on it. I mean, with Jeff, he was blown away. You were spot on everything. Dom, you're feeling everything out there.
Yeah.
So the next ones we're going to go to, very, very cool. I'm not telling either of you what we're going to do.
Oh,
but
surprise.
It's coming up, so stay tuned, folks. We're standing right in front of the first bank of Bucks County, literally the first bank in Bucks County. But it's now a home. We're going to go in and talk to Dan and Bernadette right now. They're going to give us a little bit of history of the house, so let's go. Dan, could you tell us a little bit about the history?
To the best of my knowledge, we don't own the place, we just rent here, but the owner had told us that the original half of the house, that side of the wall, was built in 1750. This was built in 1805 by the Hume family, I believe, right? And they created the first bank here. It's an amazing place to live. Oh, by the way, when she bought the house in 1980, the safe was still in the house.
Unbelievable.
She donated that
Wow.
to one of the museums in Bucks County.
Unbelievable. And now the vault is here too,
The
right?
vault is here.
I mean, look at this front door.
Forget about the door. This is the original door.
You feel secure with that door.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I feel like you guys should just leave all your money here because it's really safe.
Walking through history at the first bank of Bucks County. So incredible. We're walking up and down the street here, checking out all these incredible venues. Who do we run into? Dorothy Omatansky. Unbelievable. Dorothy, we're in front of the old mill. I mean, how long, what's the story here?
Well, it was originally a mill, and when I was a child, someone had bought it and made it into like an antique store. But in the recent years, it's just been empty. But I've been told from different people in the town that there have been a lot of activity here.
I think, guys, what we're going to have to do is come back and do a more thorough investigation of the mill.
I agree.
Oh, would love that.
When it's warmer.
Yes.
When it's a lot warmer.
Yes.
All right, guys, let's go on to the firehouse.
History for you. The reason why old firehouses had arched doorways was because of the stack for the steam engine.
The beautiful building was also the original town hall and police station. Incredibly, the original jail cell still remains. So guys, what did you feel here?
Peace.
Absolutely. Love. You can feel the love that's in this space. It's absolutely wonderful. I also feel the presence of the angels here. It is a place of caring and healing. And whatever this building was before, it's just filled with all that love from heaven and all the angels. It's beautiful to be here.
We investigated long into the night, and as dawn was breaking, we went to our next stop, a house that used to be a hospital. Karen knew nothing about this location. But when we arrived, she was immediately drawn upstairs.
She seems upset. I'm seeing children as well. There's 2 children, a boy and a girl. It's the little girl that's upset. She might have passed young, the little girl, possibly around the age of 7. This was a long time ago. I feel like way back in the history of this house. I also keep hearing sickness. The young girl, I keep seeing her crying and being upset on this level of the house. Yeah, it's the little girl got sicker than the boy. And then the little girl's not there anymore, so she died.
We met with the homeowner who corroborated what Karen was feeling.
Okay, so my oldest daughter that doesn't live here anymore, when she was about 12 years old, she would say, Mom, the lady and the boy and the little girl keep sitting on the end of my bed. And I said, what are you talking about? She said, they're dressed in old-fashioned clothes like when we went down the shore.
You have the presences here, but they are friendly.
Yeah.
You know, they mean no harm. They just like being here. They're trying to get your attention.
Right.
You are a little sensitive to them in spirit, like I am,
Right.
and that's why they know.
We're here at the OCI Bar and Grill. Dom, there's been a lot of activity here. I know you're feeling it already. Let's bring in Karen Hluchan and see what she thinks. Let's go. Let's go.
Standing outside and before we went in, Dominic said he felt a woman standing at the top floor window. Karen saw the same thing.
So when we came in, you had said something that you heard, you saw maybe somebody in the window?
Yeah, there's a woman that I saw in the window, the second-story window, and she seems that she had lived there, meaning lived here in this space, and I know other people have seen her standing in the window.
Karen, I noticed that photograph when we first walked in, and I was being pointed to. The lady you've seen, I also saw, and she was pointing to the photograph. And all she kept saying is, look at me. Look at me. I'm in there.
As soon as I looked at the photograph, there are 3 women in the photograph. It's the one on the left. The one on the left. That is the one that really likes being here. And I was seeing her also in a uniform, which she is in a uniform in the photograph.
But not the same uniform.
No, it's a different uniform where there's a white blouse and there's an overdress of maroon color with small flowers, like a calico material is what I'm seeing. And she's showing me herself younger than she was in that photograph.
Yes.
We decided to go upstairs and investigate the presence of the woman in the window. Karen kept getting strong impressions. So did Dom. There was a lot of energy present in this location, which warrants further investigation.
We're done upstairs. Next stop, the basement.
As we entered the basement, we had no idea what we were about to discover.
You know, a lot of these places, too, have a lot of, cubby holes and places that
You don't expect that.
you don't expect, but a lot of them also had hidden tunnels from the Underground Railroad.
Suddenly, Karen got an overwhelming sensation that a large animal had once been in the basement.
Well, and I also feel like there are cows that died down here.
Cows?
Yeah. As soon as I came down, I'm like, oh, something died here. Immediately, just picking up on something died.
With the revelation of Karen thinking something died in the basement, one thought prevailed in my mind.
Dom, what the hell did we stumble into? You're Dean Kazmiri, owner of the OCI Bar and Grill. Karen, can you tell Dean what you felt and what you sensed here?
Oh, yes. Well, there's a lot of things. First, when I pulled up, I got a lot of electrical problems in this place, a lot of blinking lights, that kind of thing. Problems with your beer refrigerator, not like on the blink a lot. And there might not be anything wrong, having somebody come out and fix it a lot. There was a gentleman, this is more recent history, so that might fall into your time, where there's a gentleman that I kept seeing, and he had a little bit of a bigger belly, brown hair, a little bit of curl to it. I kept picking up that he died of a heart attack. And I kept seeing the letter M as a possible first initial for him. He was definitely a barfly. I'm also picking up that you had a little bit of a shove from behind. Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yes. Yeah, you had a shove from behind from somebody.
Yeah, that's true.
They weren't there to scare you. More like getting your attention. Like, I'm here, and you're going to pay attention. And by the way, your stuff isn't broken. That's me.
Not kidding.
Yes. It's a
funny.
gentleman.
While I was standing by the front door, I had a tap on my shoulder, and when I turned around, there was no one there. It's happened 2 or 3 times over the past 11 years. Yeah, so I just, didn't know what it was. Yeah.
Do you know if they had cows on the property itself?
No, it was all across the creek in the valley. That was the
Did they ever have deceased animals downstairs?
Yeah, they may have. I don't
Because
know.
I was feeling that as soon as we went in the basement. I was like, oh, there was dead cow in here.
I did. When I bought it, there was a whole cow butchered and wrapped in the freezer down there.
Oh my God. Well, and I also feel like there are cows that died down here.
Cows?
There's
Yeah.
So
the guy I bought it from,
there you go.
bought it and to save money or whatever, bought the whole cow and had a guy butcher it up, and it was a huge box of just wrapped meat and parts.
And you inherited a whole cow.
Yeah.
And that's what I was picking up on, the dead
Wow.
cow downstairs.
She said it was like a large
Yeah,
like a cow.
a couple things. She nailed a couple of different things for sure.
Wow.
Yes, Karen nailed it about 90% of the time. It's very surprising. And I was 49 years old. I'm out looking for something, a job. I wanted to buy a bar, So I was meeting a friend of mine down the street at a bar, and I couldn't find a parking spot. So I looped around and I came into Beaver Street, and we were driving past here. And I used to hang out when I was a kid. I used to hang out down here in the water. And my wife looked at the building and she goes, "This place needs you. It's calling your name." I'm like, "Don't give me that crap." She's like, "No, stop. I'm not kidding." She's like, "This place is saying it wants you. It needs your help, And I was like, "Okay, sure. I'm not buying that place. No way, no how." And here you are.
Dean, I want to thank you so much for having us here today. And listen, you are keeping a very historical place going here. And, just the fact that it needs you, it got you. And you know what? Thank you so much for all you're doing for the community. And folks, you got to check out OCI.
We experienced many anomalies in the quaint little village of Humeville. And while on this tour, we hope you experience them too.